I want to tell you a love story. This year at Avenge X on the Friday, when things got quiet, I started strolling around at Avenge X, and about 2 or 3 stores away from me, I saw this company that built beautiful chassis for rifles. They had chassis for 6.5 Creedmoors and 308s and 2.2s or .22s that the guys use for PRS shooting. And as I came around the corner, I saw a beautiful Impact M3 in one of their chassis. I also then saw a Pantera in one of their chassis. It had sort of like a yellow gold, I don't even know what one calls that, but it was magnificently beautiful. And then I saw this thing. Now, at first, I had to look twice because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. What Delta Force has done is that they built a chassis for the Venturi Avenge X. Now, for any of you that hasn't seen any of my videos before, I am a huge supporter of the Venturi Avenge X. It is an incredibly accurate rifle that you can adjust the regulator, you can adjust the trigger, you can adjust the hammer spring, and this allows me to shoot 21 grain JTS pellets at about 900 feet per second extremely accurately. So I love this platform. You'll also note that this is quite a modular platform, so I can change the buttstock, I can change the caliber, and a whole bunch of other things. So when I saw that this rifle has now got a PRS chassis, I was immediately in love. So let's just speak about this Delta Force chassis for a second. At the bottom here, I've got an Arca rail that ends in a Picatinny rail. So both of those platforms are supported. I've also got M-lock slots on both sides of this chassis. When I go to the back here, I don't know how these guys did it, but they created the most awesome handle or grip I've ever had on a rifle. So even with my Impact M3, I changed out my original grip for the Sabre Tactical grip because I just didn't like it. With this, I absolutely love it. It's as if they asked me to put my hand in one of those buckets with the gel like you see on TikTok, and then molded this specific grip around my hand. When we go to the back, I've got an adjustable cheek piece. I've also got an adjustable buttstock, and I've got a bag rider at the back. So literally everything I need in order to shoot effectively. Now, over the weekend, I used this setup to shoot at one of our local championships. As a benchrest shooter, I need a platform that is extremely stable and that I can trust. And this truly came through for me over the weekend. So whether you're shooting benchrest, whether you're shooting PRS, this is the exact platform that you need in order to shoot more successfully. I also want to speak just about the silencer that you can see in the front here. Absolutely magnificent silencer. I chose this maroon version of the silencer. You also get, like I mentioned, that yellow goldy color. You get black, and like one of my friends say, Bicky Gay is okay. So when it comes to silencers, you should experience. You should go out there, experiment, see what works for you. This maroon definitely worked for me as well. So what do I dislike about this specific chassis? I dislike the fact that I have to go and give it back. Unfortunately, this was one of the first chassis that the guys released. They have subsequently added some features to the chassis, which includes, for example, a thumb hold. I can also use both the bottle and the tube version of the Venturi within the new chassis. So small little upgrades were made. These chassis are available in South Africa, but also internationally. So go to your international stockers, ask them about the new Delta Force chassis, for the Venturi Avenge X. I guarantee that you won't be disappointed. Now, I'm going to add some videos of shots that I've taken because I wanted to do a little bit of an experiment. The Venturi comes with a barrel band that is connected to the stock of the Venturi by default. So I wanted to see if this barrel band was connected to the chassis, would it influence the quality or the accuracy of the rifle? So I first tested it with the barrel band connected to the chassis. Then I removed the barrel band from the chassis and just had it around the bottle or the cylinder and my shroud. And then I removed it from the cylinder and just shot with a free floating barrel. It made absolutely zero difference. The accuracy was exactly the way that I expected it to be with this absolute magnificent platform. So please enjoy that video of the shooting. I do have to apologize, my main microphone wasn't on, so the sound quality isn't great, but you'll still get to experience the process that I went through to test that platform. As an additional little extra, I was also testing the new Rudolph V1 scope, and I did a little box test. So the box test allows me to do sort of 10 clicks to the left, 10 clicks up, 10 clicks to the right, 10 clicks down, and then you take a shot. And because of the stability of this platform, I literally shot through the same hole when I finished that exercise. So that's always a great thing. Okay guys, see you on the next video.
Okay, perfect. So we're here with the new Delta Force chassis, and in this exercise I just want to test a couple of things. The Delta Force chassis by default did not necessarily come with an area where I could attach this barrel band. And the test that I want to do, I really want to do 3 tests. The first one that I want to do is when I attach this barrel band to the chassis, I want to see what impact that has on the accuracy. So I'm going to load my first pellet, I'm going to adjust the scope accordingly, and I'm going to take 10 shots out of the magazine to see what that does in terms of accuracy. I'm then going to remove the barrel band from the chassis and just have it loose on the cylinder. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing, adjust the scope, see what sort of accuracy or grouping I get as a result of that. And then towards the end, I'm going to just use a free floating barrel. So I'm going to take that barrel band off completely. And again, I'm going to shoot a magazine and we'll see if there's any change in terms of the accuracy on this rifle. Now, I'm using my standard Avenge X with a bottle, shooting JTS 21 grain pellets at about 900 feet per second. So with this rifle specifically, I've got a standard deviation of between 2.5 and 2.8. So it's a pretty accurate air rifle, and it should give us a good indication of what's happening with this air rifle, or for that matter, what doesn't happen with this air rifle. So I think the first thing that we're obviously going to do is let's just take that initial shot just to see where this scope is. I've literally just added the scope to the rifle a few seconds ago, so it's not set up at all, and I just want to see where we at. Okay, so it's excessively high. So let's just bring it down. For the first time, I'm actually going to run out of MOA on a Avenge X. Which is fascinating, and I know the reason for that is the fact that this barrel band is mounted quite high on the chassis. But it shouldn't make a difference in terms of shooting a grouping. I'll aim at the same spot, and it's going to shoot a grouping slightly high. So I'm really not going to worry about that too much. Sorry, let's just take that out as a matter of fact. And we're going to put our 10 round magazine in. And let's see if there is a change. Oh shit. No, I don't have anywhere to aim at. But I'm sure my magazine is empty already. And as you can see there, with the barrel band connected to the chassis, it's pretty damn accurate. I don't know how many shots that were, or that was. It was quite a few though. I think there's only maybe one or so left. Yeah, looks like there's only one pellet left. So as you can see, very, very accurate. So we're now going to go and remove this barrel band from the chassis, just have it connected to the cylinder, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to follow exactly the same procedure. We're going to take that first shot just to see where the scope is at, because obviously it's now leveled down quite a bit. That's why I ran out of MOA on the initial setup as well. Obviously I just had it rested on the chassis. Once you mount it to the chassis, you won't have the same MOA problem because it was mounted quite high. So let's take a shot with the barrel band just connected to the cylinder and see if that has any impact on the okay, so we have now connected the barrel band just to the cylinder. So obviously it's now not resting on the chassis, and we're going to take our first shot, adjust our scope accordingly, and let's see if that affects accuracy in any way. So let's take that first shot and let's just see where we at. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust my scope. And we should be spot on. So let's have a look at what this does. Ah, damn it. It's moved my point of impact again. So I'm just going to shoot for the hole, obviously. Where else would one shoot? So let's just try for the middle of the hole. As you can see, it clearly doesn't affect the accuracy at all. And there I flung one as I said that. Damn it. Okay. So, yes, I did fling one or two there, which was absolutely my fault, and because I lost point of impact. So, you know, it happens. It happens. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to follow exactly the same exercise, but now the barrel band is going to be removed completely. So it's not going to rest on the cylinder at all. And we're just going to see what sort of impact that has, or what change that, that physically makes. So let's have a look. Okay, let's pop the magazine in and see what a free floating barrel does to accuracy. So as you can see, it makes absolutely no difference. This Avenge X with this chassis is unbeatable. I mean, look at that. That's absolutely insane. Okay, there's nothing more to prove in terms of shooting this rifle. As you can see there, for me, from an accuracy perspective, it really didn't matter whether the barrel band was connected to the chassis, whether it was only connected to the cylinder, or whether it was free floating. One of the things that I would mention, though, is obviously you would have seen that there was quite a drop between when this barrel band was connected to the cylinder versus the free floating in connection or in relation to the silencer that I've got on the rifle as well. So, you know, obviously, I don't know. If I look at this and I look at accuracy, I'd probably just leave the barrel band on the rifle and connect that to the chassis. You know, originally I would have thought that there'll be a little bit of vibration, and you don't want vibration to go through the chassis, through the bottle, through the shroud. But I mean, as you saw there, it makes absolutely no difference. So you might as well connect it all the way through. So let's go inside and speak about this magnificent piece of equipment. Okay, so obviously I don't have a bench or a vice grip that I'm going to put this rifle in, but let's attempt a little box test on this Rudolph V1 scope. So we're going to start by taking our first shot. And then we are going to go 10 clicks up. And we are going to go 10 clicks right. And we are going to go 10 clicks up. And then we are going to go 10 clicks to the right. Okay, and we're going to take a shot and see where we at. We are exactly where we need to be.